Hey, Mark, fake banter for the intro.
That's all I know how to do.
Great.
Good to be here.
Welcome to Tuesdays with
Stories.
Hit her in the face with a surfboard.
And then the duck fell out of his bag.
Surf's up. And she didn't even flush.
Knock, knock.
Who's there? Mark Norman and Joe List.
Yeah! This is Tuesdays with Stories, everybody.
No, that's terrible.
This is supposed to be cheesy.
My radio is spitting at me. And I can't choose.
Hey, folks. We're the monkeys, and we
Hey.
love monkeying around.
We're the homos. It is mid-July, if you can believe it.
I don't believe it. The future is real.
That's crazy. I mean, it's mid-July. It's hot out there. You know what you should do is like Conan used to, Bill Maher does this when he takes a break. He does like future headlines.
Oh.
You know, we're recording
smart.
a little bit ahead of time. We should try to predict what's happened between recording and July 15th.
Uh-huh.
Like if you're listening to this, Biden is dead. My
Yes.
father's gay.
Trump got raped in prison.
The Celtics won the championship.
Yeah. OJ came back. It was a hoax.
What else? We're kicked out of this apartment or whatever. You're
Taylor-
moving out in a couple weeks.
I'm moving out. Taylor Swift got her private jet crashed.
You know what's funny? Sarah was asking. I think we talk about this a lot, but Sarah was asking me. She's like, "How long has it been since you guys were at Stand Up Labs? What do you think? What year did we leave Stand Up Labs?
Well, what year we start?
2013, September of 2013.
I bet we left in 15 because we did the room.
Oh, you're out of your mind. We were there for years.
Okay, maybe 16 because we did the room, then we did the other room.
We did
Remember
the other
that?
room, but that was no, because the Springsteen-McCartney story happened at Stand Up Labs.
No,
Which that one we had no
way.
camera rolling for. Yeah, we were there for
Wow.
years.
Okay, well, yeah, I guess you're right.
You gotta think 2016 was 8 years ago.
Ay.
So we moved from Stand Up Labs to your old apartment, the 10th Street apartment.
Yeah,
We were there for a long time.
yeah,
Then we moved to your current apartment.
yeah.
We were there for a long time.
Were we?
Quite a while, because that's where Chuck came in.
Oh, that's right.
We were there for a while, sans Chuck.
And then-
Pandemic probably through.
Oh, the
Yeah.
pandemic was a full year. We did Zoom for like a year.
Then Shelby died.
Shelby passed away. Well, Shelby got us this place.
Oh, how'd that happen?
So I think Labs, we must have left Labs. It must have been more like 2018, maybe.
Man, we have just kept on chugging. I mean, that's a lot of locations.
I mean, think about it. I was saying this to Sarah this morning. 11 years is a long time weekly to be collaborating with a human being.
You got that right, Fatty.
I mean, we go back a ways, and we have we've dealt with all the changes.
I know. Well, we are resilient. We're like cockroaches. I mean, look at Rogan. He's on 2 locations.
The whole time.
The whole time we're on 9 or whatever the hell you said.
Wow. L.A. to Austin. Now, how long has Rogan been in Austin for? Because that's quite a while now.
3.5 years?
Something like that.
3 years at all? Remember when everyone moved to Austin for 10 minutes and then, like, I guess a lot of people stayed, but Segura, Rogan, Brian Simpson, Tony,
Hinchcliffe.
and now
Shane.
Shane. But, like, Tim moved out, Tim Dillon.
Right.
Theo went to Nash.
Right. Smashville.
Yeah.
Overrated city. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
really?
I hate the Nash.
There
I
you
call
go.
it fucking Crashville. You can't get breakfast. You can't park. Too many bachelorette parties. Get real.
There you go. You heard it here first, folks. This guy, hot chicken.
My opinion, Raleigh,
I love
greater
Raleigh.
than Nashville.
Well, the problem with Raleigh is everybody's moving there.
What?
Well, Raleigh's a hot spot.
Well, it's a Delta hub. I'm moving there. It's a Delta hub, cheap fabric and dim lighting.
It's a good, it's a college town.
Right.
They got a good club. That's about it, though. And then what's the Durham? There's Raleigh-Durham. Like, what is that, the retarded uncle?
That's another city. That's over there.
I
There's
see.
Durham, there's Raleigh, there's Charlotte, there's, what's the other one there? The other big one. I guess that is the other big one.
Greensboro?
Greensboro.
Yeah. I don't like these double airports. It's like a bisexual. I don't believe it. That was the saddest snap I've ever heard.
Well, then the SeaTac is its own town. You think it's half Seattle, half Tacoma, but just
No.
a town called SeaTac.
It's a hall.
Oh, this is going to be a bigger one. This is a humdinger.
Hey,
go.
that is a classic, standard, run-of-the-mill fart.
Woo! That smells like rotten cheese. Get that. That's wild. That is heinous.
Oh, no.
That is fucking heinous. You look like LL Cool J over there.
That is AIDS. I look like my ex-wife with a black one.
Oh, my God.
That was pure HIV coming right in my nostril.
Now, ex-wife, maybe that's one of the future things. Maybe you've gotten divorced in the weeks.
God willing.
That would not be surprising.
We'll see. Hey, I think we're all a little impressed it went this long.
Yeah, longer than I thought.
Everyone
for
goes,
sure.
give it a year, less than a year. We had a pool going, an Uber pool.
Boy, that wedding was fun. That bachelor party was fun. I hope you get divorced.
So we can do it again?
So we can do it all over again, and I can get my hands on that wife of yours. She's a cutie.
The irony is, oh, that's a curveball. Didn't see that coming. But the irony is, if I got divorced and I got remarried, I'd ask the ex to do the wedding.
What do you mean?
Well, because she killed that wedding. That was all her.
Oh, plan it.
I would ask her to plan the wedding, which I don't know if that's frowned upon.
Now, let me ask you this, and I've asked you before.
This is not lingering, or this is not going away.
Let me ask you, don't worry about the smell. Forget the smell.
I'm trying to forget it.
Smell.
Oh,
Where is that
Smelling salts.
wedding video? I'm telling you, that was a hot party. Something happened. Did you fuck a kid on that video?
So I think I got lost to Katrina or something happened, but yeah, that's gone. I don't know. The guy was Mexican. He got deported.
I would love to see that video because I was all up in the video. I mean, I was singing and dancing. We were going crazy, and I was fucking every girl in there. I fingered 2 women on the dance floor.
Yeah, I think one was the wife, but the guy sent me a video of the highlights. You weren't in it, so you got
There's
snipped.
no way
You
I
got
was
cut
the
out.
highlight. See the
Cut
photo.
out.
Look at the Salacuse photo.
Oh, that's a beauty. Salacuse is a real artist.
I gave the speech. I sang a song. That was Salacuse's idea. We danced. You touched my leg. I mean, I was all over that dance floor.
Look at that, perfect. The hair is flying like you're in a wind tunnel.
Oh, it's beautiful. Salacuse, by the way, not his best work. He's usually better than this.
Yeah, this is the worst thing he's ever done. But
It's one of the worst photos he's ever taken.
Also, it is on a piece of wood. So
That's
who knows?
true.
Who knows? It's not HD.
But I'm gonna message your wife and say, hey, send over a dick pic in that wedding video because it was a hell of a hoot and a nanny.
Please, you talk to her, then I won't. But yeah, let me know how that goes because I'd like to see some of that too. Because the night was a blur. You know how it is. You're getting bombarded. You're getting a dick in every hole, and you're airtight, and you know the whole thing's over in 2 shakes.
That was something else, though. That was a lot of fun. What a week! I mean, that was special and
What a speech!
hell of
Killed
a
it.
speech, big speech.
Speech
and
class.
My wife didn't come. That was nice, and it was just fantastic.
My wife never does. But yeah, that was a perfect night. Then the next day it rained, so it was almost like we slid right under the buzzer there.
Is that right? Where did I go the next day? I must have flown home the next day.
Crazy situation. That was November 11th, 2022. And Sam stayed out all night drinking, went to the casino with Ari and Stavros, ate a po' boy at 5 in the morning, got on a plane at 7 a.m. to open for Sandler. How cool is that? Like,
wow.
Everybody was in and out. Soder was like, I just came from Philly to New Orleans. Tomorrow I'm taking my lady and we're going to Cleveland. I mean, it was just, there was flights in and out of there. It was a whole to-do.
Oh, I do remember the next day because I went out with Ari and his boyfriend there. The 3 of us went.
Oh,
walking
yeah.
around.
Then the Handman was there. It was worlds colliding. It was so fun. I got my college mook jerk-off idiot buddies, and then all the comics, and then the wife's family, my family. Cuckoo bananas.
A wedding is a fun thing to do. Chuck's probably going to marry 3-4 women. I bet you'd be a
Yeah.
polygamist if you could pull it off.
Oh, yeah. Good
Yeah.
idea. That seems like a lot of fun. Managing 9 wives.
I'm
Yikes. Wow, these are getting better every time. I mean, you do that 2 more times, and that's going to be full-on diarrhea.
That sounded like my son's shits.
Oh.
That's crazy. I mean, that sounded like a bag of peanut butter just slipped out of a duck's asshole.
And the duck's asshole slipped out of his bag.
Now, what do you think? Do you ever think we should change the song or the intro?
No.
One song for life. I mean,
If we change that, it's going to be 9/11 on the comments. Just, what the hell? I was used to this, and I don't like change, and I hate my dad.
It's very little has changed in this podcast besides the location. The song is the same.
Producer different.
The producer's different. We've had some good ones and some not so good ones. I won't name names. But
some up, some down syndrome.
God damn, this room.
Oh, you got another one?
It's a small room, man.
It's the hot box gas chamber here. Woo! And those sweatpants aren't doing any favors for holding in the ectoplasm.
Normally, I think my farts are funny, but this is really disgusting.
I can't breathe out of my honker because it's too much for the nostrils.
Well, you know what I did? I did a couple ginger shots.
Oh.
I've had a touch of laryngitis.
Well, you know what? The irony is if we get thrown out of here, it won't be a noise complaint. It's going to be a sniff complaint.
Well, who moves into here? Who would take this place? There's no windows. The elevator shaft is louder than my sister's asshole on a Wednesday. And
I don't know. Yours is pretty loud, too.
Hold on.
Oh, man. Get this guy a diaper and a Tums. Because this is a biohazard.
I love that we're in our 40s. Our combined age is 83. I mean, is that wild?
That was an 83 on the Richter scale. But everyone else has a window, by the way. It's just us in this ISIS bunker.
Like, who wants this room? It's 7 by 14.
No, this is where they shoot kiddie porn and Hamas headless videos.
I mean, it's literally, and like the elevator shaft just all day going off, and you can hear all the neighbors.
You can hear the toilets flush, too. You hear the pipes.
Yeah.
Big
so
turds and miscarriages.
The next one, what should we do? Should we get a studio, a real studio? Should we go to Gotham? Should we go to some other studio?
I'm down with Gotham. They do good work. They do clips. The guy would handle everything, but it ain't cheap.
Yeah.
We're getting kind of breaking even. We got fucking Bill Burr on, and we break even.
That's crazy.
It's not good. So I like that, what's his face guy? Mike Albanese.
Oh, Albanese.
Yeah, then
That's
you knew of
convenient.
another one.
We have two people around here that are like, I run a place, I'll give you guys a great deal. Two different people.
Okay.
A great deal, because the apartment would be nice. Now, if I moved down to Battery Park like we're planning now, then we could really...
I would go there in a heart dick.
Yeah. We're not going to move there, though.
Oh, really?
Nah, I don't think so.
Damn, you tease me. Well, I guess
Well,
you're going to bumfuck Jersey.
We like the idea for a year or two, you know, because you got the pool. But then you look on a paper, you're like, I'm moving away from the airport to have more money, more rent.
True, but you can't live your life based on an airport. I mean, you were going to go to Belmar or whatever the fuck.
Well, I'm not talking permanent residence. I'm talking for a year or two for fun, you know.
Let's be honest. You've slowed down on the road. You got a fat man to hug and nuzzle and nizzle and all that. And
Slow down on the road. I'm doing 42 weeks this year.
oh, I thought you cut it in half with the toddler.
What are you, crazy? I'm all over the map here. I'm in Atlanta. Hot September, I work 5 weeks in a row.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I mean, at airport, 15 minutes.
Wow.
15.
That
You ever live
is-
15 minutes from the airport?
Never in my life, and I never will.
It's pretty good.
That is bonkos.
But, yeah, it'd be fun to be close to you, close to the cellar, close to the stand, close to Quinn.
It's nice. And just waking up in Manhattan, it's a dream.
I did it, but it was in Harlem, so it wasn't as dreamy. It was
more
something like that.
nightmare.
Yeah. No, it was great. I loved it. I don't want to come off like assholes here. It was a wonderful time I had there.
Great time. A lot of dog poo on the sidewalk.
Absolutely. But I didn't really know you so well then.
Yeah, well, I had to slide my way in. I saw you guys back in the day. I remember we were at comics, and there was something going on, and I was chatting with you, and I was like, I think that went okay. Because you had Soder and Nate and Gomez and Big J and Dave Smith. They were all, it was like this whole group. You all knew each other, and I was off in Brooklyn with the Queefs.
All from basketball. My
Is that
whole
right?
life was shaped by the Astoria Basketball League.
I did not know that.
I knew John Fish from Boston. He was my guy. And I went down there. He's like, hey, we play basketball Wednesday. So I went there, and I was buddies with Soder. That was the first friend I made. So I was like, hey, Dan, John Fish plays basketball. That's where we met Nate and Giannis and Kurt Metzger and Big
Wow.
J and Dave Smith and Lewis. And that was like the gang.
They all played? I can't
Yeah.
imagine Metzger handling a ball.
Metzger, literally, that was one of the best laughs we ever had playing because he was I forget who he was covering, guarding, and someone was like, check the ball. And then we went to check the ball. He's like, this is the first time I've touched the ball today. And we had been there for like 2.5 hours.
Wow.
Someone handed the ball to check it in, and he was like, I haven't touched the ball. He was terrible. And he wore like low-top Converse All-Stars, like fucking Wilt Chamberlain in 1948.
Oh, gee, those are the worst. They feel like you're stepping on cement.
No, he was horrible, but yeah, who else played down there? Oh, Ted Alexandro.
Yeah.
Got to know him. Keith Halberstadt, who blew his knee out.
Well, that's the crazy thing, and I'm not trying to get generational and philosophical here, but doesn't it feel like you had no phones, really? You just played basketball. That's what you do. That's how you killed a day. You got outside. You saw some sunlight. That shit is all over. I don't think young comics, like brand new comics, the age you were when that was going down, are doing that.
Maybe they do. I don't know, but now it's a day job. Comedy's a day job. Back then, you had nothing to do during the day.
Right.
Well, at least I didn't. That's why I've failed out of high school. But, now I think you have to be making clips and posting things in podcasts. Podcasts have really changed comedy very much.
True
'Cause
that.
I'm podcasting every day.
Yes, true detective.
I mean, I used to have nothing to do all day.
And now when I don't have a podcast, I'm in the day like, whoa, here I am with all these free hours, and I'm buying a coffee at noon, and I'm walking through the park. It's a weird feeling.
It's very weird, and it's that classic thing that I think everyone goes through. I think this is what like retirement is like on a much larger scale. But I'm like, I'm tired of podcasts. I did 4 podcasts yesterday, 2 tomorrow, 1 day, and I have a Thursday. I have nothing on the calendar, and I'm like,
I'm the laziest fuck on the planet.
I feel like a piece of shit, and I can't watch TV or movie during the day. I can't do it.
That's not easy. That feels really lazy.
I just can't do it. I could go to the movies during the day, but now I have the kids, so it's harder. But that's why I love days, like the French Open just ended. I love an afternoon tournament. Wimbledon, the French Open, the U.S. Open. I'm a big tennis guy, but also like March Madness, when you're like, I have to watch this. It's during the day because you feel like I can't watch it later.
Yeah.
Like a movie, you're like, I should watch when I'm done with work.
Yes.
But live sports, you're like, okay, this is all that's on right now.
And you're doing something. You're out. You're getting some sun. You're watching a thing. You paid a ticket. They ripped it. You bought a Coke.
Right, I'm talking at home, but also the Open is even better.
Oh, sorry. I pictured you in Wembley at London.
Oh, yeah. Wimbledon.
Yeah. Wimbledon.
Fun word to say.
Wimbledon.
Yeah.
I find that with Marlboro.
Oh, yeah, that is fun.
That is the hardest word for me to say. Marlboro. Give me a pack of Marlboro.
How about these people that can't say Chipotle? My dear friend Derek just can't say it. He says Chipotle.
Yeah, that's a big one.
And then it says on the bag, the only thing hard to pronounce is the name. And I'm like, how is it hard to say Chipotle? But some people can't do it.
People got some problems. There's Groundhog's Day, which is no S. People just add that. It's Groundhog. And then there's Valentine's. It's Tyne with an N.
They say Valentine's?
I hear Valentine's all the times.
Weird.
And then there's a couple other ones that people just can't get right. And they, what was the other one? Supposedly?
Oh, yeah, supposedly.
It's supposedly.
Right.
And there's often.
Library.
What is it?
Library. People say library.
Yeah.
The library.
February.
Refrigerator. Also, no one ever says the re in refrigerator. Go to the refrigerator.
No, I don't hear that.
Go to the refrigerator.
I hear refrigerator or fridge.
You never hear refrigerator?
Never hear refrigerator.
Maybe I say refrigerator.
Not on my watch.
Go to the refrigerator. Yeah. I hear that.
All right.
Maybe I'm the one that says it.
Well, refrigerator is weird because, like, why is it re? Are we doubling up on fridging?
Well, it was refrigerated before, and then you refrigerated.
But what if it wasn't refrigerated?
I think it must have been, or else it would have gone bad.
Well, if I buy a plum right out of the gate.
Yeah, good point. Or a pizza.
It was ovened.
Yeah.
I don't re-oven, but sometimes you do reheat. Oh, boy.
That's a good point.
I have a point.
I don't know what's going on there.
Refrigerator.
Well, you say on accident, which is mind-blowing to me. That's my thing. I think that's crazy.
I tried to fix that since knowing you.
People say on accident. I'm like, what does that mean, on accident?
On accident. It's just a way to say it.
By accident. Now, is that proper? Maybe I'm crazy. On accident, is that now proper? But sometimes people say things so improperly for so long, they just go, just make it a thing.
Yeah.
That's what Chipotle is.
It's by accident. I'll look it up, though.
There's a few more things
By
like
accident
this.
sounds like a guy, though. Like, this book was written by accident. That's why I go on.
On accident. That sounds like it was written on there.
But wait a minute. you don't say by purpose. Aha.
No, you say
So I'm
on,
going on purpose, on
Oh,
accident. So to me,
interesting.
on makes more sense.
by purpose. I think you could say by purpose.
I don't know. I mean, my wife is gay by purpose.
I get an answer.
What do you find?
Okay, we have an answer.
It says it's based on age.
age.
That's
We're 6 months
crazy.
apart.
Well, I mean in general.
It's not
It said there's-
pedophilia here.
By accident was like how it started, and now it's been in steady decline since 1900, and it's turning into on accident.
No
Looks like
kid,
mine.
1900. What am I? I'm older than I thought.
I know.
Well, that's like the other thing I think I've talked about here is that now instead of people saying really, they say actually. Kids.
Oh.
My nephew, all these young people say, I even saw a commercial, they said it. Actually?
Really?
Yeah.
How about
Isn't that crazy?
Well, literally has always been a problem.
Well, literally is crazy. Well, that's one of the words we've just changed.
Yes. It's just an exclamation now. He literally bit the guy's head off.
Yes, literally has come to mean figuratively.
Yes.
Which is really strange.
I thought of you the other day. I was watching a pod and somebody said something controversial, and he's like, "It's weird. This is considered controversial because it's just a fact." And you said this when we were at Stand Up Labs, which is like 2015, maybe. We're walking down Broadway. I remember the fucking Marshalls was on my right. I
Oh,
still
yeah.
remember you saying this. And you go, things are weird now. Something's changing. It was when it was all bubbling up.
Yes.
And you went, reason is edgy.
Yes,
And
reason is edgy.
That has never been more true, and it's getting more and more true as we get crazier.
Yes, to be reasonable is quite edgy.
Reason is edgy. You know, you go, this many people are being killed by police. And you go, well, actually, we have the numbers. And they go, fuck you, I'll kill you. And you're like, well, I just read off Google.
You can't even say it. I'm not even happy that you said that I said it.
Isn't that funny?
That's terrifying.
That's what I'm
People,
talking about.
that's like all the stuff that's going on in the world. I end up doing this. Oh, I haven't been following too much because
I know.
I'm terrified.
Of course.
I'm like, I don't know much about that. I haven't read anything about that.
But then what really annoys me, I completely agree, but what's really frustrating is people go, shut up, nothing's weird, don't act like this is it. And you're like, so why am I scared?
Right.
Why am I so scared if nothing's weird and everything's normal?
No, I think people just don't want to go, yeah, you're right. It's crazy.
Yeah.
People just kind of run to their things and go, I'm staying here. I don't care what evidence you show me.
Well, the most evident version of this is when you're on a podcast with somebody and the podcast ends and they go, could you delete that? Could you delete that? I don't want to get shit. And you're like,
Right.
oh, why would you get shit? Because fucking everything's nuts.
Of course. Yeah.
All right. That's what I needed, of course. I love your of course.
Well, the people these people are just like, there's no cancel culture. I'm like, well, it's just insane. You're just an insane person.
So, well, what do you say when they, like, give me an example, because I never know what to say when they say that, to rebuttal.
Well, some people you just can't argue. Like, these people are just in denial. A lot of
Sure.
people, that's why, which is hard because you want to have dialogue and everything.
I'd
But
love to
sometimes
have a
people
dialogue.
say that and you're just like, okay, it's not even worth trying. It's like you can't
Well, they call
argue
you
with
alt-right.
stupid people.
Yeah, they're like, you don't think there's a cancel go, hey, what is some alt-right guy? I mean, just this, we're going to get comments.
Oh, yeah.
Bunch of
people go
comics,
crazy.
I'm a cancel culture again, whatever. And I'm like, I'm not even talking about cancel culture itself. I'm talking about denying that it exists, and then everyone gets mad at you. Why do they get so mad? Why can't they go, oh, he's an idiot. He thinks cancel culture exists. They go, it doesn't exist. I'll kill you. And you're like, well, wait, why are you so angry?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. And you're like, well, there's been a million professors. Like, even because people think of like celebrities, you're like, removed from the celebrities. Look at all the teachers and the people just working normal
Yes.
jobs that
Yes.
were fired from their jobs for saying even remotely anything.
The Mexican guy who did this in a photo,
Right.
and that was a white power symbol, so he got fired. He was a truck driver, got
Yes.
fired. And they're like, this guy's got to go back to his family. And he went, I did this. And the wife's like, what'd you really do? He's like, I did this in a picture.
I mean, look at just Google professors fired.
Right.
It's there's a long list, and yeah.
One professor got fired for saying, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, ladies and gentlemen. They're like, whoa, you didn't talk about my gender or that gender, and why is there only two? He got fired for that.
Yeah, so it's a topsy-turvy world out there, folks, and you kids stay in school. But I think I have something along these
Please,
lines
sorry,
to
I got
talk
off
about.
on a. But that of course of yours, that has kept me going. I almost killed myself 3 times, but I have a problem. And you go, of course, that's crazy. And I go, that's all I needed.
It's very helpful to remember that people are crazy. This is a crazy time, and everyone's a bit insane. Because I get this all the time, too. I'm like, this guy wrote this to me, and then you're like, well, this guy's a fucking lunatic.
Yeah,
Who's
but
taking the time to write people?
But I mean, how many people can you call crazy before you seem crazy? You know what I'm saying? That's so I try to give them the benefit of the anal, but after a while, you're like, well, everyone I know is crazy, or am I nuts?
Well, you got to see if I think sometimes you're like, is there anything, and you can ask people this, like, is there anything that you could hear that would change your opinion?
That's good.
And if they're like, no, which sometimes they would deny that, but they don't. I mean, where I'm not going to get specific, but there's certain things going on in the world where you go, well, what about this, this, and this? They'll go, that didn't happen. That's not real. That was made up. Where'd you get that info?
Yeah.
And so you're like, okay, well, there's just it's not even worth talking about. Or you're like, is there any middle ground? Could this side and this side be fucked up? And they go, no, whatever. So,
yeah. And my favorite one is they go, I never heard that. And you're like, but that doesn't mean it's not true just because you haven't heard it. Just because you haven't heard it doesn't mean you're right.
And also, and literally anybody that says cancel culture is not real is crazy. They're an idiot, or they're just in denial.
I think so too, but it's very popular opinion.
Yes, but I think we're also in this sort of bubble in New York. That's important to remember too, because Sarah's always like, we're in the minority on this issue. I'm like, we're actually in the vast majority, but we live like a mile from Brooklyn, where you're moving right into the heart of the fucking belly, which is crazy. Literally the craziest thing I can imagine. Everything you're saying, I mean, people are gonna, if they heard this, they would shoo you out of the neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean, but you could go down you could go down to Sheepshead Bay or Bensonhurst, and I think you'd be supported.
Yeah, are you moving to Sheepshead Bay by any chance?
No, then I'd be 10 minutes from an airport.
But any farts, let me get, we're off the rails here, but this is along this line of crazy.
Oh, okay, along the line.
Language
Snort a line.
and canceling. So I'm walking. I go for a walk. I like to walk around. A big walk guy.
It's offensive to people with a handicap.
I'm walking around. Handicap is offensive. I think it's differently abled.
I think it's unhoused.
Well, whatever.
All right.
Unalived. How about those people?
Oh, that's a fun one.
That's crazy.
Unalive.
You can't say dead anymore. You can't say killed himself. You can't say suicide. You can't say dead.
Well, you know what gives me hope, and we'll get into this, is Ozempic. Ozempic is wildly popular. We all know 12 people on Ozempic. Chuck needs it. It's a whole thing. But all we talked about was body positivity. You got to love me for who I am. I'm fat. Deal with it. But yet Ozempic is insanely popular. So which one is it? If you're so beautiful and big is beautiful, why are you on Ozempic, or why is it popular?
Right. That could be a bit.
You think?
Absolutely. Of course. That's better than anything you got.
Damn it.
That's gold.
All right. I didn't even know the punchline.
That's the whole thing. It's all in the attitude. What's the deal? Ozempic.
The big toe it's a coup de toe.
Right. The coup de toe. By the way, that's another thing that people going quickly to the cancel culture thing, because we're going to get all this, everyone yelling at us. They're like, look at Shane Gillis. Look at Louis. They're millionaires. But you're like, right. Well, that's because they had to swing back.
And
it's all capitalism based.
And they're hilarious.
Right. And they're like outrageously talented. But it's all based on capitalism.
Yeah.
He was fired because they thought that was the move. And then it was proven that now no one cares. So they got him back. But also you're like, well, look at you guys. You guys say this crazy shit on podcasts. But I'm like, right. But if I got an NBC sitcom and then they aired any single clip from any episode of our podcast, I would immediately and swiftly be fired.
Right.
So that alone is
proof is in the anal. Yes, agreed.
But anyway, so speaking of naughty language, I'm walking around. I see that this is devastating and sad. I don't even know how we'll get the comedy. You'll pull some comedy out. But I'm walking, and I see this guy, Latino fella, looks banged up, drunk. He's holding hands with a 7-year-old girl who I presume to be his daughter or niece, maybe, but probably his kid. And he just looks hammered. She's got a little school lunchbox and a backpack.
Geez.
And this is him talking. And I'll he said the N-word twice, but I'll say,
the good way or the bad way?
I mean, he said the A version.
All right.
But still, he's like that. It's a kid. He's like this. N-word, that motherfucker smell like fucking shit, N-word. I ain't never smelled someone that smells like so much fucking shit, N-word. And the girl just looked so sad. You could tell that she's like getting picked up from school, and she's like, "Oh, I got drunk, Dad."
Oh, this is horrible.
And it's like the one a couple weeks ago at Aldi. These people swearing at their children with their children. He looked like he was all high. He looked like you on Protect Our Parks. His eyes were looking both ways, and he was shitting and puking.
Yeah.
And just like, that motherfucker smelled like shit. He's probably talking about me during this podcast, but
sure.
Just really sad.
That is horrible. And where's the mom there? And because the mom was like, "You pick him up today," and he was like, "I got it, I got you." He's like, "Don't go to the bar, just pick up the daughter." He's like, "Don't worry about it." Then 12 whiskeys later, here we are.
Yeah, it was terrible. Like, what do you do in that situation? Because you want to, like, this guy looked like he was ready to fight anybody.
Sure.
So you can't be like, "Excuse me, sir, I don't think that's it's none of your business, I guess." But you're also, it's like, gone baby gone. You want to just take her and run and be like, "Come live with us." We'll only say the one word twice a year, Christmas and New Year's.
That's better. And I know a couple guys who would scoop her up gladly. But that's a whole other bag of hammers.
Oh, boy. Name names after the show.
Oh, boy. Well, a couple are famous.
Cancel culture.
Kevin Spacey.
But yeah, it was just devastating. You just walk around, and then you're just like mad. You want to do something, but you can't do anything. But you're like, this poor girl is going to be so depressed and sad, and
that's heartbreaking.
Because he just looked banged up, and that's just a snippet, by the way. That's just walking by.
Yes.
So what's it sound like at 8 o'clock? This is at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, or whatever, 3 when you get out of school. Like, what's he like at 9 p.m.? What's the home life like? And
how old's the kid? You think?
7 or 8, maybe, little kid.
Oh man, anyone else hard?
Motherfucking smell like shit.
That's when you need an after-school program. Get that kid into badminton, bad father, bad what do you call that? Knitting, tic-tac-toe, aftercare.
Yeah, it's something. I'm sure there's programs in place, of course, but
and then what's also crazy is that that's her role model, dad role model. So she's gonna date a guy like that, probably.
Yeah, I think they say women marry their fathers.
Yes. My wife's dad is a fledgling comedian with a tiny dick. So, Hey, folks, Tuesdays with Stories brought to you by Shopify. You need to turn your online store customer from browsers to buyers. You need Shopify. It's the internet's best converting checkout, up to 36% better than the other leading commerce platforms. Whether you're selling furniture, clothes, or you've got a side hustle with feet pics, Shopify will have you selling everywhere so you can easily grow your fan base. Hey, we sell stuff. We got merch. We got mugs. We got stickers. We got it all. You got to get on Shopify. Best way to sell your stuff. It's easy. It's quick. And it's you don't have to leave the house. Grow your average order value with the Shopify Bundles app. If that's not enough, Shopify even accepts every type of payment, so making sales is seamless. Couldn't be easier. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Tuesdays, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Tuesdays now to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/Tuesdays.
Folks, Tuesdays with Stories is brought to you by Blue Chew. If you're trying to get rock hard, you're going to need Blue Chew. It's an online service that sends ED meds straight to your door with the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra. But at a fraction of the price, it will get the job done, we guarantee you.
Woo!
Just sign up online at bluechew.com. Talk with one of their licensed medical providers. If you're approved, you'll get prescription within days. No more wandering over to the mini mart for some sketchy ED pills. Blue Chew makes you make sure you are prepared. Blue Chew is the best. Everyone I know is using Blue Chew.
Yes.
It's the way to go,
Yes.
especially as you get a little older. We're getting older, which means you, the fans, are getting a little older. And it's not just, hey, I can get boners. I don't need this. This gives you a super boner, an ultra boner. It's like EED, extra erectile dysfunction, whatever makes sense to say right there. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at bluechew.com. We've got a special deal for Tuesdays with Stories listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you press in promo code Tuesdays at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's nothing. BlueChew.com, promo code Tuesdays.
Oh, yeah.
To receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And thank you, Blue Chew, for sponsoring the show. We appreciate you. Please get yourself some Blue Chew and use the code Tuesdays. Back to the show.
Here.
Anyway, so that happened. That's something. I don't know if this is anything. We're running on fumes here. We recorded 9 episodes in 2 days.
Yeah, well, he's going to Europe.
I'm going. You're going on Bert Kreischer's tour. You're going to Europe. You're going to somewhere else.
Protect our parks.
I'm going to Maine, the only one civil state, most coastline in America.
My main man.
How about this? This is gonna be a barrel lapse.
So wait, did she get home? Did you follow her? Did you?
No, I got the hell out of there. He was scary. I didn't want anything to do with this guy.
You got to call CPS
or CPD. What was CPD? Oh, CCD.
Oh, Catholic cum doctor.
Yes, that's right. We called it Central City Dump.
Ah, fun.
We were like 10. I don't know, but
yeah. See, now my parents were not religious, and boy, am I lucky. Because every friend I had, grew up in Louisiana, they're like, we got to go to church, then we'll meet up. I got to go to CCD. I got to go to Bible Thump. I got to go to Holy Water Park. Crazy.
We're the same. It's all Catholic. I mean, Boston and New Orleans, all Catholics, and everyone went there. And I remember being jealous. I remember being sad that I wasn't Catholic and I wasn't at CCD. I was like, that seems cool.
Yeah. Did you ever go to church because you had to?
We went when I was a little kid. We went. We were kind of a church. The generation before my parents were like a church family. We belonged to the church.
Oh, wow.
Like Protestant church. And I went a few times. And even from a very young age, I was like, nah, I'm not going to that.
Yeah, same.
That's the end of that. And they were like, okay, he doesn't want to go.
Wow, putting the foot down.
Fuck you, I'm not doing that.
Jeez, what did they say it about the dentist too? But no, I had to go once. I think I've told you the story. I was a Cub Scout. I was a Cub Scout.
Yikes.
So you had part of being a Cub Scout is like resourceful, polite, reverent. It's in the charter, like Hamas. Right. So you got to go to church, and I had the uniform on, and I didn't know how to do this shit.
Uh-huh.
No one taught me, so I was like, I was like an umpire. Like, give me one of these, curveball. And so we got in line to get the communion.
Uh-huh.
Now, there's a process here, Jerry. You can't just go up and go, hit me, fatty. You got to go up and you go.
It's like the Macarena.
Yeah, it's the hand jive. So I didn't know that. So I'm just in line, I'm 9. I'm like, oh, I got my Weebelo badge and my Hawkeye and all this. And I go up and the guy goes, and he's holding the communion up like this. And I go, and he goes, what the hell's that? And I go, I don't know. And he goes, you're not Catholic, are you? And I go, I don't think so. And he goes, get the hell out of here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I look back, my dad was howling.
No kidding. Well, that's good. I mean, I think fuck these people with their little
rituals.
Yeah, I'll do what I want.
Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, you want to help me or not? I got sins. Absolve me.
Right,
like,
release me.
What are we doing here? I thought you cared about me.
Release on me.
Yes.
Right in my face.
Put the crucifix right in my ass.
But yeah, we weren't really churchy people. But I dabbled, and then the weddings, of course, you go to the church. And I was christened. I got a christening.
Okay.
I did that. No, I was like older for some reason. I was like 5 years old.
Oh, wow.
I don't know why. I remember it.
I guess your parents were just slackers.
I think so.
Well, the crazy thing, too, is when you're not used to church, you go in there, you're like, what the fuck? The stained glass, there's a shirtless guy weeping, his hands are bleeding, he's got thorns on his head, everybody's in robes, and the forever and ever. It's all very spooky.
I was about to use the word spooky. That was the next word out of my mouth, and I think it's actually spooky to bring your kid there.
I agree.
Stand-Up talked about this a bit 40 years ago. He's like, the Bible is like, they shouldn't be allowed to read the Bible till you're 18.
Huh.
Then, like, nobody would read it and be like, I'm living my life based on this. This is real.
Interesting.
You just read it and be like, oh, that's a hell of a book.
Wow.
Which to me is there's value. There's lots of life lessons in the Bible.
Sure, definitely.
You get me turned adult and you're like, oh, wow, giveth and receiveth or whatever. I've never read the Bible, but it seems like
I've got a burning bush.
There's some great stories in there and some great lessons, but this thing of when you're 3, God's watching you and sin. I mean, the idea of sending a kid into a closet to tell all his sins to a strange man
with a boner
is legitimately fucking insane to me. Like insane and inappropriate. Like I think it's like one of the craziest things I've ever heard in my life.
Of course.
Go in there and tell this strange man that you don't know all the bad things you've done.
All the jerking and the thoughts. It's so weird. It's just a little screen. Have you done it?
I've never done it. I mean, it seems like the craziest thing in my life, and I'm grateful to my parents for not making me do this.
Of course. We should go in there once and just play a snippet of an ep.
Yeah, I'd be like, forgive me, Father.
Yeah, he's going to be like, I got to go on vacation. I'm changing to Muslim.
It's very strange, and I don't know. It's a weird thing to be like, you believe this or else.
Well, that was that great Ricky Gervais, because he's a big atheist, and I know everybody hates atheists, but He got into a fight with Colbert, who's like a staunch Irish Catholic.
Right.
By the way, his mom died, his dad died in a plane, his brother died in a well, his sister died at a kid pool. So he's got the craziest backstory, Colbert. But he's like, you don't believe in God? He's like, what do you mean? He goes, you're not religious. You're an atheist. And he goes, well, which God do you believe in? He goes, I believe in God. He goes, but there's 221 gods. You're saying yours is the only real one? And Colbert was kind of like, oh, you got me there.
Right.
It's so convenient. The one you like is the one that's real.
Well, that's I think Dave Smith had a joke like that years ago. He's like, people that believe in God don't understand atheists, but you're like, but you're an atheist for everything but this one. Like, you just believe in one more thing than I do.
Brilliant.
I'm 0, you're 1.
Great bit.
How is that different?
Yeah, we're right neck and neck.
Which reminds me of Colin's great bit about how America, we go to war for all these countries that don't have choices of leaders. We have choice. Two guys.
Oh, that's great.
It's like, you guys only have one guy, your dictatorships, we got a choice of 2.
I've never heard that
That's also
one.
very funny.
Well, not to bring it all circle jerk, but when I was a kid, we had the religious kid. Well, most kids were religious, and I remember sitting in a car with him and being like, so what's heaven all about? He's like, oh, it's paradise on earth, it's utopia, you're going to go there when you die, your whole family's there. And I'm like, well, I hate my uncle. Is he going to be there? And he's like, yeah, he'll be there. I'm like, but how's that paradise? So you just start needling away at him, and after about 20 minutes, he was like, shut the fuck up. I'll kill you. You make fun of my religion again. You're poking holes in it. You're going to hell, you fucking pagan man. I was like, whoa. And it feels the same with the internet.
Right.
Why are you so angry about this? Why does this trigger you so much? What does that say?
Right. Yeah, I think people just get upset if you fuck with it. People are probably mad at us right now. And I'm not shitting on anyone's religion. I love your religion. I'm Catholic and Protestant and
They're
Jewish.
happier people. They live longer.
And, Islamic. I'm all religion. I got a little piece of everything in my heart. But
take another little piece of my heart.
But I think, you should choose a religion when you're of age.
I like it.
It's weird to be like, yeah, you're 4 and you believe this, or you're gonna die, or whatever.
Yeah. What a great message to send to a little pipsqueak.
And then hell, the devil,
forever. By the way, you get fucked in the ass forever.
Fire and flames and shit. That's crazy talk.
Which after a while, I feel like, all right, well, I've been getting fucked in the ass for 48 years. I'm used to it. I've built up a callus. My asshole can take a pounding.
Absolutely. I think that's an excerpt from Elton John's bio. But yeah, I think we're all going to be just fine. Then when we die, it's probably going to be similar to before we were born, I imagine.
Yes, I agree. We're not going anywhere, folks.
I suspect that when the blood stops flowing to our brains, we'll stop having thoughts and consciousness.
I think so, because no one ever talks about the guy before them. Really, they go, "Oh, I'm gonna move on and reincarnate," and you're like, "Well, what did you see before this? You didn't see shit."
I've said this when I was a kid, too, because I'm like, well, if you used to be something else, how come you have no memory of that? Like, if I was George Washington, what's the point? What's the benefit of previously being someone else if I have no memory of that?
100%. And it's always some hot shot. I was a Napoleon in another life. Well, how do you know you weren't just his butt wiper?
Right.
Yeah.
They say that in Bull Durham.
Oh, there you go.
Great film. Now, here, let me get to this story I started 45 minutes ago. We did a little... now, this isn't much of a story, but, this could be something. I'm in Salt Lake City 7 months ago with old Luke Monis. There's a Scottish store. I'm of Scottish descent.
Sure.
So I go, how often are you going to see a Scottish store? Not very often.
Scottish store.
Just Scottish goods. I go, let's pop in there. Pop in. First thing I see is a big fridge magnet with Campbell on there. I go, I'll grab that. Then I see a McKay. That's my brother-in-law. I'm like, I'll grab that. I see a Cameron. That's my brother-in-law's, my nephew's name.
Jesus.
His first name.
Okay.
But his last name's McKay, so I can get one of each. Then I got Scottish playing cards. I'm like, give me one of those. Give me a box of those, and give me one of those.
Boy, you're outside the 10 items or less conveyor belt.
Oh, I'm a consumer, so I'm looking around, and I look. Monis is a Jew, so he's just looking at his phone. He doesn't care. And I go, when you go to a Scottish store, are you bummed you're not Scottish? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I went to the Jew store,
sure,
I'd be like, I wish I was a Jew. If they were in there selling yarmulkes and comedy albums.
Yeah. I think they had those concentration camps, but also I get that with FUBU. I go, I want to wear a FUBU.
Of course. If I could be anything, I'd be black and 6'7" and be able to fucking reverse jam.
Now you're picking attributes too. We're getting out of hand here.
What are you gonna do? But nice huge cock.
Sure.
Fuck my wife the way I want her to get fucked by a black guy. But anyways, so I'm in there looking at the Scottish gear. I get an elbow from Old Monas, which goes into my temple because he's 6'9".
Yeah.
He goes, look over there.
Sean Connery?
I go, oh, who is it? He goes, look at over there. And I go, I don't know who that is. And he goes, that's blank. Take a guess. You get 4 guesses.
Well, you got to give me is it a celeb? Is it an athlete? Is it a hot lady? Is it a singer, songwriter?
Okay, here are your 4. I'm going to give you, you got 4 guesses. I'll give you 4 hints.
Okay.
Was on a TV show.
All right.
That was a hit. This is all the same clue. It was a hit TV show.
Well, this is big.
Where you perform live. A live performance TV show.
Oh, baby. I love it. Okay.
Big hint. A show that I've never cared about ever, never seen a minute. I've seen maybe a minute and I thought, this is stupid. I don't care about this. He's got glasses. White man. White man with glasses was on a TV show. He performed live, and I never cared about the show.
Ooh, baby. You perform live. You never cared about the show.
Never cared about the show. Maybe it's great. I don't know. Every time I saw it, I was like this, get real.
It's not on now, though.
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
Not in its original format. I mean, maybe it's on, and I'm like, I never heard of that. But it's definitely not the original version. I'll give you one more hint. ABC.
Oh, ABC.
I think. Show was I don't know if it was live, but it was like you perform in front of a crowd.
I see.
I think he's on this show. Pretty sure.
Me?
This guy.
Ah. Okay.
And I did not recognize the guy. But
Wow.
once I knew, I was like, oh, okay, all right, I know that guy.
I think I got it.
Okay.
Drew Carey? Whose
Close.
line is it anyway?
Whose line is it anyways? The show.
Oh, wow. How did I get
That's
that
the
right?
show.
Not Wayne Brady.
No,
Oh,
white
you said
guy
white guy. Sorry.
with glasses.
Colin Mockery?
No.
Ryan Stiles?
No.
Greg Proops?
Greg Proops. Greg Proops walks in. He goes, look
Wow.
over there. I'm like, I don't know what that is. He's like, isn't that Greg Proops?
Wow.
But I don't know Proops. I'm sure he's a great guy, funny guy.
Funny guy, talented guy. They call him the smartest man in the world. That's the name of his podcast.
Is that right?
He's like a PhD, cum-guzzling Nazi.
Well, he's a stand-up comic, too,
yes,
right?
yes. From like the San Fran, Patton Oswalt, Dave Chappelle era.
Right, interesting. Yeah, I never really watch. I don't watch enough comedy. I got to watch more comedy.
Yeah.
But I never watched Whose Line Is It Anyway. Whenever that show was on, I'd be like, oh, that seems like something. I don't know.
Oh, he was great. I watched that with my family because it was clean or whatever. But
Right.
that was an amazing show. Those guys are all killers at improv.
Yeah, I never watched it. The only improv I watched was Ass Cat.
Ass Cat. I was on that once.
I was, too.
You opened?
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
But I watched it in its heyday. We would go every Sunday because we had a hookup at UCB. It was always Chris Gethard and Rob Riggle
Uh-huh.
and Horatio Sands.
Yes.
And it was unbelievable. I mean, those guys blew my mind.
Blew my mind. And there was that other guy, Anthony Almalkic. He did Trump for a while.
Oh, right.
And then there was the Indian guy who's on everything now. Long hair, beard.
Oh, yeah. I know that guy.
Yeah, I can't think of his name, but he's good.
But yeah, that show, I always thought, because I came from the Boston stand-up comedy world of Gavin and Donovan, and these guys were like, improv is gay and fuck off.
Yes.
And so when Whose Line Is It Anyway was on, I was like, get out of here with this bullshit. I'm a man. And then I went and saw Ass Hat, and I was like, this is the best show I've ever seen.
It's incredible. I saw a show at the I.O.
I don't know I.O.
Oh, OH.
That's what I was thinking.
I.O. No, it's in Improv Olympic in Chicago. Chicago is the improv town. You know, it's Second City, SNL, the other thing. So I went to I.O. My friend got me in. I wasn't even a comedian yet. And it was incredible. Like, they took audience suggestions and still killed it. And the guy from The Middle was there.
The
Know the
Middle?
show The Middle?
Malcolm?
No, the other Middle. Tall guy. You've seen him. Pull this guy up. The dad from The Middle.
The Middle?
he's
I've never
in,
heard
like-
this in my life.
It was a sitcom on ABC, I believe. But you'd recognize he's a character actor, but he's good.
Okay.
But he was in I.O. He was on this team. And it was so incredible, and it was interactive, and we were all sitting there in seats going nuts. It was a beautiful experience. Good improv is like, it's like a religious experience. Bad improv is hell on earth.
It's the worst thing ever. one letter away from improve. Hello, folks.
Hey, what do you got?
The actor's name is Neil Richard Flynn. He was on Scrubs. I think he's known
Yes,
for Scrubs.
he was on
too.
Scrubs.
Pull him up
as
here.
well.
Neil Richard Flynn.
Neil Richard.
He's
Flynn.
got to be 6'8" if he's a foot. And,
He's tall.
Yeah, he's you're definitely gonna give him a recognition.
There he is. Now, I don't know because I don't watch a lot of shows.
Well, he's been in movies. He's been all
I
over
see him, this
TV.
guy.
Yeah, he's around.
Let me see. Let me pull up a filmography here.
There we go. This
Now, he's
guy's
from
never
Chicago.
gotten any love on TV.
Neil Flynn, Smallville, that's 70s show. CSI, Very Muppet Christmas.
He's done it all.
Yeah, I don't know too much of his stuff. Oh, he was in Rookie of the Year. Oh, he was in Major League as one of the longshoremen. I mean, that's like way back.
Ooh, what a gig.
Oh, he's in The Fugitive.
Okay, look at this.
He's a transit cop. So I don't know. Home Alone 3. He really did do it all.
Yeah.
Mean Girls. That's one of my
All right,
favorites. He's
all
in
right.
Ron Burgundy, Anchorman.
Okay,
He's in Indiana Jones. Not a ton of movies. Mostly TV.
TV guy.
The TV guy. What
Yeah.
else? Doogie Howser. Oh, he was on Seinfeld.
Oh, was
He was
he?
cop number 1 in The Summer of George. So season 8. Drew Carey show. Ellen. That 70s show. Chicago Hope.
I
My
mean, come
God.
on. Good for you, Flinny. Who else is shouting you out except for the gays?
You goddamn tootant.
All right, so what happened? We digressed again.
That's it.
Ah,
That's what I was saying. It's not much of a story, but he walked in, he walked out. And then, he what's his toes? Luke couldn't believe I didn't know him. He's like, how do you not know?
you don't know
Greg
Proops? You didn't know?
Never met him.
Wow.
They're in the same room.
Everybody poops.
Oh, here's the story. Now I got a real story.
All right. Well, that's pretty cool. Maybe he's Scottish, apparently.
Maybe Proops does not sound Scottish, but maybe his mother's Scottish.
Yeah, well, Scots don't get their due. It's a tiny little rock,
It really is.
Scotland.
Yeah.
And you got Connery, golf, whiskey, tape, Scotch tape.
Scotch tape, yeah.
Okay.
William Wallace. Also curling.
Oh, I thought that was the Canucks.
Maybe you're right.
And then you got you might have
it's
to give that a
Scottish.
goog. Well, what's his name? Groundskeeper Willie.
Yep. Braveheart.
Oh, Mike Myers is a Scot.
Yeah.
Generationally.
Jay Leno.
Jay Leno's half.
Yeah, half Scottish, half Italian.
That's why he looks so fucking nuts.
Bagpipes.
Scotland.
Hey, you called
There
it.
you go, yeah.
All right. My hair is
Bagpipes, they did the
curling.
log tie. We used to go to the Highland games all the time. We were all very excited to be Scottish. It was fun.
Especially
But,
with Braveheart.
But what the fuck was I about to say?
You got a banger,
Oh.
you said. A lunch humdinger.
Well, I don't know about a banger.
All
It's not
right.
much of anything. We're on scraps here, but we're making it work, folks.
You got that right, Fatty.
So, you know me, I'm a big tennis head. I love the tennis. I live for the tennis. It's a great sport. It's a great game. I really enjoy it.
Love.
And I'm a big Alcaraz guy. This is my guy.
Oh,
21 years
he's
old,
so
sexy as
good.
can be, best legs. He can really move around the court. I love the man. I love the Spaniards. Love Rafa. Love Alcaraz.
Good bulge, too, on that guy.
Absolutely. He can bring home the bacon and fry it in the pan.
What is he, 24?
21.
Ay, ay, ay.
21 years old. He's won a Grand Slam on every surface, and he was a teenager when he won U.S. Open.
Is he beating off the clam with a lead pipe? I mean, this guy is a high-value male.
I can't imagine the clam he's taken home and saving in the fridge. It's Liszt-esque, they say. So I'm watching the French Open, and now sports. It's always hard because we're traveling a lot. We have comedy. A lot of it's in the way. Sometimes I just want to quit everything and just watch sports all day, all night, all year round.
If you could do it all over again, broadcasting.
I would have loved that. There's a long drive to deep left field, way back. My father's gay.
Yeah, take it to the hole.
So I'm watching the French Open. I don't like to miss it. I'm waking up at fucking 8 a.m. to watch tennis. Then I'm in Salt Lake City, so I got to get up at 6 a.m. to watch the tennis. The men's final, is Sunday. Starts at, I think, 8 a.m. SLC time. But I've got a long flight, so I'm excited because they have live TV on the Delta.
You got to love it.
So they got live TV. It's on NBC. So I'm like, great. I'll be able to spend most of the flight watching the championship. I can't wait. But the match starts way before the flight. So I'm streaming on the Peacock app.
Ah.
So I got it on the old Peacock app, which is nice. It's better HD on the phone. So I'm watching that as long as I can. And then there's always a delay on the airport TV.
Always.
So it's a full minute behind. So it's about 2 points behind. So I'm watching. The guy next to me is watching tennis. The guy across the way is watching tennis. But I got it on the phone, so this guy's watching my phone because I'm ahead.
Aha. Do you kind of give him an angle, or you go fuck off?
I do. We don't really talk. I just see that he's watching it, so I kind of give him this a little bit.
That's very nice.
And now I'm also reacting because I'm a fan, so I'm going, ooh, ah. Ooh, I feel bad because I'm reacting. I'm trying to can it so they don't have to get so distracted.
Mike can it.
But then it's time now. We're taking off. So my phone is. I lose the reception on the phone. So now I got to switch to the TV. So now I got to go back. Now I know I'm a minute behind.
Uh-huh.
So I put on Do Not Disturb just in case Matt Wayne, we're tennis buddies. He'll text me and go, whoa, and I hate that. So I put it on Do Not Disturb. Now I'm watching live on the thing. It's a 4-hour and 20-minute match. The first hour is before the flight. So for 3 hours, I'm watching the match on the TV. The flight is just ticking away, just swiping right away, which is great when you have something to watch.
You're into the game.
So I'm like, this is beautiful.
Immersed.
Gets all the way down, and we're all three of us are reacting together. Oh, that's great.
That's
awesome.
bonding.
It's fun. Gets down to championship point, match point for Alcaraz, my boy. Big thing, championship point. He throws up the serve and big blue screen. Satellite trouble. I swear to God, it sounds like I'm joking or exaggerating. Literally, ball in the air on the final point. It's like Cable Guy. It's the exact ending of Cable Guy.
Yes.
I picked up a book and opened it to a random page. I mean, the three of us all go, what the fuck?
Golly, it's worse than 9/11.
It was brutal, and we were a minute behind already, so I immediately just go to Twitter, and Alcaraz was rolling, so I'm like, I'm sure he won at that point.
Wait, you got Wi-Fi?
Yeah, I got Wi-Fi.
On the plate?
Yeah.
So why not just stream the Peacock app? It was
I tried
too shoddy?
because it was too shoddy. I think that Wi-Fi is not stream a live sporting event Wi-Fi.
True that.
So I go to Twitter, and like the first thing I see, I type in Alcaraz. It says the moment he won, and it's literally the point picks up from where it took off. So the guy across the way, I just showed him the thing because it's a 40-second Twitter, and I was like, "There you go," and he's like, thanks."
All right,
But
wow, don't you when it fucks you perfectly?
It was amazing. It was actually funny. It was so perfect that it was funny. Like if it happened after he won, you wanted to hear the post game. That would have sucked. But the fact that it was so I mean, literally, he tossed the ball
right
for the win, and you're like, oh, classic.
Because, life has a way, especially in this town, has a way of fucking you exactly. Because sometimes, let's say you throw a ball and you try to make it in the garbage can, and it just goes like, bank, 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 and it goes in.
Yeah.
That's rare. But I feel like getting fucked perfectly happens more. But maybe that's just I hate it more.
The perfect fuck.
Yes.
Well, you remember the losses more than the wins,
Negative bias.
Absolutely.
Damn. Well, he won.
He won, and boy, it was quite a thrill. And
Now, don't you want to go up to Delta when they go, please let us know how our flight was? You want to go, hey, you cum guzzler, you killed me right on the Alcatraz serve.
You fucked me. And I had a great rapport with my flight attendant, by the way. She was an older lady. She was kind of cute. She was like probably, I'm going to say late 50s, early 60s.
Older people are better than young.
Well, I got up to go to the bathroom, and I stand up, and it was like, the pilot gets out to take a piss, and they block the doorway.
That's fun.
They can't piss. And she went, could you hold on a second? And I went, I did a shake my fist, you bitch.
Yeah.
And she went, did like a big goofy, and then later, so we had that rapport. It was fun. First class is a different scene up there.
I was going to say.
You get a little rapport.
If you did that and back there, they'd pull the hatch.
Well, then at the end, we've landed and we're taxiing for fucking 4 days because that's how it is in New York. I hate this, too. Like, we landed 45 minutes early and everyone cheers and they go, but our gate's not ready, so we're going to sit here for 44 minutes.
Exactly. Put me back in the air.
So the lady, there's a guy, some ass wipe in the back, just keeps getting up. He's one of these assholes. While you're taxiing, he keeps standing up and she's going, sir, you need to sit down, blah, 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 blah. And then finally she goes, do not make me turn this plane around. Oh. And she's sitting in the jump seat, and I leaned out and I went, gave her the thumbs up, and she gave me the wave. So we had a nice rapport. And you ever have that thing where you're like, what if I handed her a note and just said, you lonely? Let's hang out. Because she's probably 59.
Right.
Little extra baggage on the beak.
Sure.
She's got a little fat bullshit.
Beak bag.
But you're like, I could do it. I mean, I'm married, of course. This is a hypothetical. But you just want to go, wouldn't that be fun to be one of those guys, the note guy?
I did the note once.
Once,
Jerry. There was a flight attendant who was like, it was out of L.A., knockout, so hot that you're like, come on, this is crazy. So I went up to her and I said something chummy at the desk. She was at the desk. and got a chuckle, but I could tell she wasn't vibing. But I got a chuckle. So then I get on the flight, and there's a couple of people. This is 12 years ago. Like 2 people were like, "Hey, comedy," and she noticed that.
Ah.
And so she was like, "Well, what's his story?" And then she started talking with the other lady, and they're kind of talking. And I went up to her and I said, "I gotta say the food was a little subpar, something, whatever, folksy." Gave her my number. No, wait, said something folksy. I said, "Maybe I'll call you sometime and I'll tell you how it digested." And she gave me her number, and I called. She never answered.
Whoa!
Damn it, I fucked that story up. But I got the number.
The note is nice. I like the note, and you just because these older bags, you just feel like
they're lonely.
Now I got a big forehead and bad teeth, and my legs are too long, and I got herpes. But
yeah, it's a tough rap sheet you got
if
there.
she's 58, 59, pale and gross, I'm like, I'm 12 years younger than her. She's like, whoa.
And the 2 clicks on your side are A, when she's beak bag 59, no one's hitting on her.
That's what I mean.
2, they say women's horniness goes up. So you meet a 98-year-old Queen Elizabeth. She's probably got 4 butt plugs in while you're talking to her.
Plus, I'm charming her pants off. I mean, I think I could have done it. Plus, she has those like orthopedic shoes with the
that's
black,
hot.
the fucking Mary Jane orthopedic Delta shoe.
Love it. I'm sure she had a varicose up the ass.
I mean, I love an orthopedic Delta shoe, the purple thing with the wings.
Oh, yeah,
and
it's like a
those
lunch lady.
Saggy bag tits. I mean, I could really party with this dame.
Yeah, leave the wings on.
I mean, I want any kind of uniform. I love military, psych ward, anything.
Nazi. Yeah, whatever it is. Burger King. Bring it on, mailman. So, yeah, I bet you could have pulled it off. You could have landed right in her tarmac.
Well, I'm not a hot fella, but I could be quite charming. I get free pie.
What?
I'm telling you, you should see me at Starbucks. I get free drinks.
Oh, man.
They love me over there.
Well, they say when your looks are low, you have to benefit in other ways.
Damn straight.
Same
I'm
with
a
blind
hoot.
people's hearing.
That's right. I've heard that.
Aha.
I see.
Daredevil. They don't.
All right, we got to put a bow on this fucking thing. My God, it's July 15th. We're recording this on May 9th. I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
The elections happened. There's a new president. Who knows what's going on?
This is why they're going to be like, why didn't they address this, and the other thing? Because you've done a full Burt tour by the time they're hearing this.
Burt tour, Europe, vacation. I have a new album out. It's all over the road.
This is crazy. So, I mean, Chuck is long dead by the time you're hearing this.
Oh, yeah. The syphilis got to the brain.
Shelby came back to life. I am going to be, I think, this weekend, for Christ's sakes. I'm in Atlanta, hot Atlanta, H-Town, fucking Windy City, Sin City. Come down to Atlanta. I'll be at the Punchline. Big August. I got a Milwaukee Improv coming up. I got Tampa Side Splitters coming up. Our Patreon is on fire. We're doing tons of
Yes.
Q&A. We're taking all your questions. And as we always say, it is a deeper, darker show over there on Patreon. We're doing something a little different over there on Patreon. We're a little more free-flowing.
A little more real.
And we got some badass videos of us backstage, all the fun stuff. Dan Soder's on there, all the people. It's exciting.
Hell yeah, completely agree. You are missing out. I will be at Sioux Falls, Rockford, Illinois, Richmond, Virginia, Anaheim, California, Reading, PA, Red Bank, New Jersey, Colorado Springs, Colorado, Fort Collins, Colorado. Doing some dates with Jim Jeffries, St. Louis Theater, the Fox Theater in St. Louis, yeah. Orlando, Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Portland, Oregon, and Toronto and London, Ontario, to name a few, in Monterey, California. So come on out, get a bottle of Bodega Cat, say hello, queef it up, go to our website, go to Punch Up Live. What do you got?
Chuck Goals.
Chuck D.
Check out my podcast, Fun Bearable, live this coming Sunday at the Comedy Connection, East Providence, Rhode Island. We're doing our 100th episode live on stage at the Comedy Connection. It's going to be a lot of fun. Tickets are available at funbearablepod.com. Lots of fun stuff in store for that night. Very weird. It's not just going to be a live podcast. There's a lot of extra stuff.
All right.
Okay, thank you, sir. You heard it here first, folks. We'll see you in hell. Praise Allah. Keep it up. Comedy.
Stay shut.